Welcome to Birdseeds. As always, thank you so much for listening. Sitting here, November 26th, a couple days away from Thanksgiving this year. It's actually, we're here sitting on the 1-year anniversary of my mom's passing, so definitely a meaningful, challenging, yet loving day today. And I'm sitting here, and obviously the message that's coming to mind is gratefulness. We're here right before Thanksgiving. Coming up, it's going to be a lovely family day with, all the family together. That's awesome. And, when I really think about, the legacy my mom leaves behind, and it was her love, it was her caring, it was her gratefulness. She was always present in the moment. She was always just a spark of energy and a spark of love. And so many people have come to me with these amazing stories of how she just got in very deep and personal with them and changed their life in a positive way, set them on a new trajectory. And I'm so thankful and blessed to have been raised by her in that sort of environment, to allow me to be me, allow me to go off and do what I wanted to do with lessons and the barriers and all those kind of things. But it was just, she was always grateful for me. She was always grateful for anything I did. And I am blessed and I am grateful for being brought up in that situation and having her to be my inspiration, having her to be sort of the foundation. And I just want to also express some of the gratitude I have. I'm grateful for you as listeners. Again, I do this. I've been very adamant. I do this for myself. I hope people listen. I hope they get something out of it. I'm grateful for anybody that does listen. Frankly, even if you were to leave me a nasty review, I'm thankful you listened and inspired you to do something, right? I am thankful for my family. They have been through a lot with me, thick and thin. They've always been there. They've always supported me. They've always believed in me. It goes all the way from, my mom to my father to my wife to my kids. Speaking of my kids, we're in the throes of travel sports. It is so much more involved than I ever thought it would be. And yes, it can be overwhelming. And yes, it can feel like I've lost my freedom. And yes, it can be a lot. But I am so grateful to be able to be there for them and to be supporting of them and to make it to most of their games and a lot of their practices and make sure that they are enjoying it and they are learning from it. I specifically had an amazing experience this weekend where my son had hockey games Friday and Saturday, and in between I worked on him in the evening on something and got to see him execute it at a high level on Sunday. And that was just heartwarming to know that, hey, I got to be there for both, I got to see both, and I got to have time on Saturday set aside that we could work on something in a fun, exciting way. And in fact, Sunday when we got back, he said, let's do that game again. Let's do that again. So grateful and thankful for those opportunities. I'm thankful to all my clients who have been there for me in my 13 years in real estate. Thankful to all my mentors who have been there for me in real estate. Eric Piccola, Don Jacks, Alex Carvacelis, Sean Bassford. The list goes on. All the people that have helped me through my career. Pam Stevens comes to mind, an early manager and Remax Advantage. And I'm just so grateful that I was able to get a lot of my foundation, and they were there for me and supported me, and it's meant the world to me, to be frank. I'm sitting here kind of on the cusp of some big changes in life, lots of big things going on. I launched a new company a few weeks ago. We do a whole episode on that, but it's Verified Pre-Owned Homes, or VPO Homes. Think of a verified or certified pre-owned car, kind of taking a similar process to that. Pre-inspection, repairs to make sure it's perfect, re-inspection to ensure that. Certificate, and then a 5-year whole home warranty includes roof. None of the other home warranties I'm aware of include roof, so a fully encompassing 5-year warranty. None of the other warranties are that long. They're usually 1 year, maybe 2. So unique product on the market, put a patent on it. That was a fun process I'm grateful that I got to do. Certainly being an entrepreneur, certainly doing startups is a very stressful, unknown, kind of chaotic environment, but I'm grateful that I believed in myself enough to push forward with that. I'm grateful that others believed in me enough to want to help me with that mission, and I'm grateful that I believed in other people to get this thing off the ground. And I'm very grateful for that. So lots of changes coming up. We'll have some episodes dedicated on those changes and some of the big news coming. But in this moment, here we sit before Thanksgiving. My main mission is gratefulness. It is thanking everybody, understanding that I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in today. I wouldn't be sitting in the chair I'm sitting in today without the help of a lot of people. Grateful for where I grew up, the luxuries that I had in life that a lot of people are not afforded. I don't take that stuff for granted. I recognize it and I appreciate it. And I think that's really at the end of the day what it comes down to, appreciating. So we've talked about grounding here in the past, and I'm kind of alluding to some of these big changes coming up and exciting stuff on the horizon. And I came up with this analogy. It's like you've been planning this vacation, right? You know exactly what hotel you're staying in. You know what town you're going to. Maybe you've got a couple excursions planned out or whatever it is, a couple reservations for dinners or whatnot. You've left some time in there for the free to kind of see where you go and take the day easy and just chill at the beach or whatever it might be, right? You've got this whole plan. But now you're sitting here packing and you're trying to figure out what you're going to take with you on this trip. You're worried about the weather. Is it going to be hot? Is it going to be cold? Are you going to be needing to go out at night? The temperature's going to be different daytime to nighttime. Are you going to go hiking? Do you need hiking shoes? Are you going to go to a fancy dinner? Do you need fancy clothes? Or are you going to be a totally beach bum the whole time? There's all these things that you're thinking about. Do I need a hat? Do I need sunscreen? Do I need whatever, accessories and toiletries? And am I going to be there long enough to need to shave or whatnot, right? For me, I shave my head once a week. Am I going to be there longer than that? And you're sitting there and you're in, analysis paralysis, trying to figure out what it is that you're going to take with you on this trip. And for me, I'm an overpacker. I tend to bring a lot more than I actually use because I'm like, oh, what if this? 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 And that's fine. Nobody likes to overpack. We like to bring exactly what we're going to use, and we come back with only dirty clothes, and we don't have to try to separate our clean and dirty or just wash clean clothes, right? But we're sitting there, we're doing all that. At some point, you got to just pack and be done, and you got to get to the airport. I feel like I'm boarding the plane right now. Got to the airport, got there on time. I'm getting on the plane. At this point, out of my control. I can't determine if the plane's going to be on time at this point. I've gotten to the airport. I've done my part. I've got my luggage here. I've packed. I've done everything. I can't control if they're going to get my baggage to my destination. I can't control if they're going to be on time. I can't control if they're going to hit turbulence. I can't control any of that. Can't control if my rental car is going to be ready or my hotel is going to be ready when I get there. I've made all the planning I could do. I've brought everything. I've packed everything that I'm going to have with me. I have left behind everything I'm not going to have with me. I'm owning the decisions I've made at this point. And now it's time to go. And I feel like that's where I'm at right now. I'm boarding the plane, and I can't wait to get there and make the most of the destination. Doesn't mean, anything's over by any means. And I know I'm being relatively vague. There's some intentionality behind that. I'm super excited. It's multifaceted change coming, and I can't wait to share the journey with you and share the experience. So again, as we sit here on the eve of Thanksgiving, I am thankful that I'm going to be able to get to spend time with family. There's obviously going to be a lot of remembrance of my mom. It's going to be a hard, emotional journey, but I'm thankful and I'm here for it. So thanks for listening. Thank you, as always, Birdseeds. I hope you have a wonderful day.